This will be talking about some very credible leaks and information has been coming out over the past few months regarding Forza Horizon 6 being based in Japan. Now, as you guys might know, recently there was actually a confirmed release date of Horizon 6 being in 2026. This came out after an event in which the Forza/Microsoft Gaming CEO mentioned that as a result of the 25th anniversary of Xbox, they will be releasing a few new Playground Games titles, including Fable, Forza, Gears of War, E-Day, and the quote, return of a classic that's been with us since the beginning, which could be Halo or something similar, but ultimately our relevance is going to be on Forza. Now, whilst it doesn't guarantee verbatim it's going to be Horizon 6, it's pretty obvious this is what it's talking about, given we received the last Forza Motorsport game so recently, and it doesn't appear that Forza will continue to release sequential volumes of Forza Motorsport, given the fact that they went from Motorsport 7 to just being called Motorsport, so it's going to be pretty evident that it will just be talking about Forza Horizon 6. So with that in mind, 2026, the exact release date or month or date not yet stated within 2026, but what it's pointing to is going to be towards the end of the year, just like we've seen with previous Forza games in the past. So now that we know what to expect, it's not going to be 2025, it will be 2026. Now the next question is, what will the game include? Will it be based in Japan? Will it be based in Germany? Well, right now it's pointing to Japan, but Germany is definitely the second most likely contender. Now, some evidence we've seen over the past few years, of course, are a few different maps that are actually leaked by data miners. Now, I'll show some maps on screen. It's a combination of fan-made maps and also some that are actually found directly in the game files. Now, out of transparency, these maps are not certainly indicative it will be where Horizon 6 is based. I can guarantee that even for Forza Horizon 5 that was based in Mexico, there would have been other theoretical maps made by the developers officially that were scrapped or just used for illustrational purposes and weren't necessarily indicative of the game being certainly in that location as to where the map originated. So something to keep in mind, but it definitely is supplementary in pointing towards what we could expect. And these Japan maps are very, very intricate. Some of the fan-made ones not so much, but other ones are actually very specific and could almost damn near be a map ready for Forza Horizon 6 tomorrow with a little extra detail and likely some extra size to it. Another very interesting concept was this game cover that was released. Now, I'm sure you guys would have seen this before. It's definitely not official and even is outdated given the fact that it has an Xbox One exclusive comment on it. But the reason why it was interesting is because it was almost like it was a bit of a decoy effect where Playground Games, when posting a job application, actually showed this image as a reference point for looking for developers to be able to produce their next game. Now, why would they use a cover that's not even official of Forza Horizon 6 with the Japanese background in the Apollo IE? Well, maybe they weren't trying to show something official to let the public know ahead of time what it was going to be, but it could have been providing a bit of a subtle indication for developers on what they were going to be producing exactly, with a little bit of plausible deniability claiming it could be fake or just a fan-made art. Something pretty interesting, maybe a bit of mind games they're playing there, but worth considering. Now, in terms of exact job roles that were shown, there were a couple different options that were done. And just quickly, most of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, so if you want to help us hit 150k and stay up to date with the best Forza glitches, content, news and more, be sure to tap that button. It really helps out a lot. One of them was an environment artist, which is pretty interesting because this is usually aimed at developers who are making modern buildings, landscapes, etc., which of course is fundamental in the early stage development or even mid to late stage development of the game, which here is going to be Forza Horizon 6. So this was very useful when we weren't even sure when it would be coming out, but now that we know it's Forza Horizon 6, we kind of would be able to get a bit of a clue that's pretty late in development, probably more into that testing phase before it's entirely ready to be released in the next 12 months. Now, in terms of other information, such as the game cover, there are a lot of different car combinations they could use for this. Now, if it were to be in Japan, it's pretty unlikely they would use a Japanese car. Forza are always going for new supercars, new hypercars to kind of build hype, just like what we saw with the Mercedes AMG 1, the McLaren Senna, and more. This is a good example. If they were to use a car as a cover, it'd have to be something new, a big supercar, a big hypercar. Now, would it be like a Nissan Nismo or an old JDM car? Probably not, as ultimately just wouldn't gain enough attention from the masses. While a lot of people do love that JDM car scene, the general fan base of Forza that might not be super into cars see a new hypercar and instantly get excited. This is more what Forza would be aiming towards. So if there are no cars from Japanese manufacturers that would satisfy this criteria, they could pretty much use any car they wanted to. Whether it's the new Apollo, such as the Apollo Project Evo, it could even be a car like the Porsche Mission X. There are a lot of different combinations of what it could be, maybe a new Koenigsegg, maybe a new Bugatti, anything of that nature which would pull in a lot of eyes and maybe have some kind of relationship to the map could definitely make sense. Now, in terms of Japan, we already know that'd have to be a very good drifting scene, a bit of inspiration from Tokyo, and a lot of extra JDM cars aren't currently in the game, which would of course make the actual game completely tied up in terms of the cars, the different maps, and of course what's involved with it all. All I'm saying is that if Forza Horizon 6 is going to be in Japan, well, the game is already looking like it's going to be the biggest release of all time, especially if it's going to be opened up for PlayStation 5 users from day one, which it seems like it will be. With Japan as well, it's almost guaranteed to break records, so it's going to be pretty insane. And let me know what you guys think down below and where you want to see Forza Horizon 6. And it's one last comment you guys might want to hear. If you're you're still in Horizon 5 and you need some help getting credits, you guys might see, for example, I've got nearly 1 billion credits, the highest level in the game, and check out my gamer tag for reference, and 100 million super wheel spins. You guys can get this to your profile instantaneously, and if you want to know how, go and check out my channel or the bio of the channel to learn more. For all platforms, instantly provided and more. So check it out, guys. Thank you all so much for watching.